It's time now for Real Estate Update. With Wusha Chandra of GlobeNet Realty, real estate is our world.
Now we're standing here face to face, afraid to move or...
And once again, Usha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Umesh and Australian Indian Radio.
Well, it is wonderful to have you back. And as we know, there is so much that's happening out there with real estate. And of course, with this announcement of the Olympics in 2032. Great news.
Exciting news for Brisbane and for Queensland that the Olympic Games will be here in 2032. So everybody is gearing up, and a lot of we'll see a lot of action in property market. A lot of investors from interstate will be buying as well. Already there is a buzz in real estate. It was, we had a very good market here in Brisbane, and absolutely a lot of people will be buying and investing in Brisbane.
And of course there will be, because it's all happening here, so all eyes will be on Brisbane and everyone will be heading towards this way, and the market will start heating up. If it's not already heated up, as you mentioned, that's a lot of activities that are happening. We've already seen that in some cases vendors are now holding back on the prices. Someone's even who have got a deal, they're trying to get out of the deal, hoping that they probably get more as the market heats up. But anyway, that's the way things are, and it is wonderful to see that activities are happening in real estate and keeping the market flamboyant. Well, right now, moving on, as we always do, a good market indicator is the capital city auctions. So what are the capital city auction stats for the week?
Yes, the capital city auctions, the results were very good. Actually, Sydney has gone up 74.8%, where the total properties were taken to auction was 597, and 391 properties sold under the hammer. Melbourne was 71.9%, 858 properties were taken to auction, and 503 sold under the hammer. Brisbane market has gone up in auction from the previous week's result, 75.2%. 169 properties were taken to auction, and 94 were cleared sales under the hammer. Adelaide was 82.3%. Adelaide market is holding pretty steady. 100 properties were taken to auction, and 51 were cleared at auction. Perth was 66.7%, and 27 properties were taken to auction, 12 sold under the hammer. Tasmania was not applicable. 2 properties were only taken to auction, and 1 sold. Canberra was 94.9%, almost 95%. Cleared auctions, 96 properties were taken to auction, 75 sold under the hammer. So looking at the 5 the major cities, 74.8% was the clearance result, and total number of properties were taken 1,849, and the cleared auctions was 1,127 properties sold under the hammer. So the results are extremely good there, compared to the previous week's results. So absolutely great results there.
You are not wrong. The results are great, and when we're looking at the clearance rate percentage, Brisbane 75% clearance rate is pretty good. But when I was looking at Melbourne, the clearance rate in this reporting period is 71.9% compared to the clearance rate last year, which was 46.9%. And the number of properties that were taken to auction in this period was 858 compared to the total auctions last year at 540. So, what it means is a lot of people in Melbourne are selling, so there's lots of activities there as well. Well, right now, moving on, let's take a look at what it indicates in the home values and what have the property value changes been in all of the major capital cities. It's good to see that the auctions are there, that, there's lots of activities in there, but what is actually doing with the home prices and how are they holding up?
Yes, let's have a quick look at the 5 capital cities. Weekly change in Sydney was 0.4%, so it's gone a little bit up. Melbourne was 0.3%, and the monthly change or 12-month change was 76.6% in Sydney, and Melbourne was 9.8% 12-month change. Brisbane has gone up a little bit more as well. The weekly change is 0.4%, sorry, and the 12-month change is 15.3%. Adelaide is 0.4% as well. The weekly change and the 12-month change was 15.5%. Perth was no change at all, and so the 12-month change was 10.6%. Looking at the 5 capital cities, the weekly change was 0.3%. and the 12-month change was 14.3%. So there is a slight change in the weekly change as well, and the 12-month change is quite steady.
Well, as you have mentioned quite rightfully, that the changes are there, and it's quite surprising that Brisbane, the 12-month change has been 15.3%, so it is quite in par with all the other capitals. Well, Sydney, of course, 17.6%. And Melbourne has actually, hasn't seen much change, 9.8%. So as we can see, because it had already peaked, and now that's only at 9.8%. When we look at Brisbane, 15.3%, which is quite good. So people might have had that, about the Olympics coming here or things like that. They had probably gauged, and that's what has brought about this major number of activities and the lots of transactions that have actually taken place, and that is wonderful to see. So the value changes, Brisbane pretty much up there even well before. Well, looking at that, in the property market, they say a real estate agency is only as rich as its listings. So what's happening in the listing wise? In any area you can have lots of agents working, and if the listings are not there on the board, then it becomes very hard. So let's go and take a look at the listings again, Susan.
Yes, Sydney, there was 4,851 properties, new listings came on the market, and Melbourne was 6,428 properties. So Melbourne, you can see Melbourne market, the properties are getting, the listings are getting higher there. Brisbane was 4,217 properties were listed, and Adelaide was 1,428 new homes were listed. Perth was 3,285. Hobart was 238 new listings. Darwin was 143 new listings, and Canberra was 605. So looking at combined capital cities, 21,195 new properties came on the market, and looking at the total number of listings within that period for that the capital cities, the total number of listings in Sydney was 17,974, whereas Melbourne was 24,339 new properties, total listings, year to date, and Brisbane was still quite high, 14,573. Adelaide was 4,827 total number of listings year to date. Perth was 14,301. Hobart was 587, Darwin was 803, and Canberra was 1,490 properties. So looking at the number of new listings was 21,195. So year to date was 78,894 new listings in the major capital cities. So that shows that the listings have gone a little bit higher compared to the previous results.
Well, it has, and of course, looking at all the numbers there, the Melbourne, you look at 24,339 total listings, and in this new listings period, it had 6,428, which is way above every other capital city, at least 2,000 above Sydney, if you look at the number of listings there. That's indicative of the market. You always hear me mentioning Melbourne. It's not that I'm picking out on Melbourne, but the way the graphs are, it sort of stands out. But anyway, it has been good to see that the activity is still there. Well, right now, moving on, So we've looked at the auctions, we've looked at the our price value changes, and we've also looked at the number of listings. So how does that relate to the private treaty? Because we've seen the auction, but as we know, lots of mums and dads, they still prefer the private treaty. So what's happening in that scene?
Yes, a lot of people do prefer private treaty because auction is a lot of pressure. When people are buying under the HEMA or buying at auction, it's a lot of competition there, and sometimes people pay more than what they are thinking of paying for the property, so they prefer the private treaty. So Sydney number of sales private treaty was 1,847. The median price is quite high, actually it's gone by $10,000 up. So 930 compared to the previous results of 920,000. Melbourne, actually the price has gone a little bit higher. 1,841 number of private treaty sales happened and 725. So it's gone up by 5,000. So that's good results for Melbourne. Brisbane, 918 properties sold as private treaty, and Brisbane market has gone up. Last result was 550. Now it's gone by 576,505. So watch out for Brisbane. The market will go up. The house prices will go up. So it's the right time is to buy now because the market will be booming very, very shortly. Adelaide is 579 private treaty. 500 is their medium price. Actually, compared to Adelaide and Brisbane, it was a couple of months ago, Brisbane properties were 525,000, and look at the price now, 576,000. Hobart is, Perth is 938 properties, and 497, 500 is their medium price. Hobart is 124 properties sold as private treaty. 660,000 is their medium price. Darwin is 86 properties. 564 is their medium price. Canberra 59, and look at the Canberra price, 860,000 is their medium price. So it's quite high at the over there as well. So combined capital cities, 6,392 private treaties were done. Private sales, and there's 706,964, so 707,000 is the median price. Let's have a quick look at the apartments and units. The number of sales in Sydney was 1,203, so it's gone up in compared to Sydney apartment sales, and 678,000 is their median price. So it's quite good price there. It's up as well. Compared to Melbourne, 1,121 apartments sold and 565 is their median price. Brisbane is it's gone up a little bit, 323,000 when properties sold, units and apartments sold, and their price has gone up by $10,000. So it was approximately around 402,000. It's gone by a little bit up, so 410,000 is their median price. Adelaide is 222 properties, apartments sold, 380 is their median price. Perth is 323 and median price is 430. Hobart is 47 apartments sold. Hobart price is holding pretty steady, 525,000 is their median price. Looking at Darwin, 40 apartments sold and their median price is 398,000. Canberra, 135,000 properties sold, apartments and units, 470,000 is their median price. So median price compared to, let's have a quick look at units compared to houses. Canberra is just basically 50%, so basically the apartments are 470 where the houses are 860,000. So combined capital cities, the number of house sales was 6,392 properties, and the median price is 706,000, and compared to units in apartments 3,414, median price is 559,000. So that's the result of private treaty.
And that's quite amazing, when you look at it in that way. Looking at Darwin, there was not a lot of sales there. So even houses 86 and the number of units and apartments sold was 40. When we're looking at units and apartments, that's quite a varied. I mean, that goes for houses as well. Some are very small houses, some are big houses, and of course, so these are the median prices across the board. Okay. Right. So moving on, let's take a look at what has been happening in the number of days on the market, and are the vendors discounting any of their prices?
31 days on the market, so the vendor discount is minus 2.2%. Melbourne has been on the market, medium houses on the market is 34 days, and minus 2.4% is their vendor discount. Brisbane is 35 days, minus 2.8% is the vendor discount. Adelaide is 33 days, vendor discount is minus 2.2%. Perth is 39 days, minus 2.6%. Hobart is 21 days, not applicable, no discounts at all. Darwin is 40 days, minus 2.5% vendor discount. Canberra is 33 days, no discount at all. Look at the units and apartments. In Sydney, apartments have been on the market for over 40 days. Minus 2% is the vendor discount. Melbourne has been on 49 days, minus 2%. Brisbane 49 days as well, minus 2.1%. And Adelaide 41 days, minus 2.2%. Perth 45 days, minus 4%. Hobart is 21 days, not applicable at all, no discount there. Darwin is 45 days, no discount there. Canberra is 40 days, minus 2%. So looking at the units and the houses, apartments and units are on the market for longer period compared to houses. So as I've been always saying, housing investing in houses are much better than apartments and townhouses, but it's lifestyle choices for people. Some people prefer to live in apartments, not in houses, so that's their personal choices. But looking at the medium prices and medium days on the market, apartments have been on the market for a longer period.
That has always been the case, but these days we can see that the apartments and units are creeping up a little bit more because a lot of, as you have quite rightfully mentioned, it's the lifestyle choices, because a lot of people these days like the city style life. They like to have some nights out, go out for dinners and things, rather than pushing the mower on the in the backyard until it's dark and the moses come out. It is the lifestyle choice, as you have quite rightfully mentioned there. Well, right now let's take a look at what's happening in your market, in your area. With that, we'll take a look at your website. So what's happening in the area listing wise?
Listing wise, actually we haven't got too many listings. We are still looking for listings. We've got a couple of listings, but that's sold fairly quickly. So we are doing marketing and letters and cold calling. So we are trying all avenues to get listings, and so that's what we are trying to do at the moment. Is demand and supply is there. We have got very high demand of buyers looking to buy, but the supply is not there. We're still getting multiple buyers through properties and multiple offers, so we are still looking for listings.
Okay, so you've got quite a number of listings there which have all been sold, and of course looking at your the rental side as well, so you can see all the leased sign across the board.
Yes, we have I've just sold one, and the owners have given us to manage the property. It's quite nice property, big house with multiple living areas, and that's on the market for about $700 per week. So that one is on Sandgate Road. We have just leased out the property in Geebung, which was on the market for $720 per week. We had multiple applications, and a nice young family with an extended family are moving moving into that property. Vicky has just listed one in Brisbane Downs yesterday, so that will be coming in mid-August. So that will come and go very quickly. It's coming on the market for rental for about $600 per week. So we are still looking for rental properties as well. We have got a large database of tenants waiting on our database, plus the buyers waiting for on our database. So we're looking for more listings in rentals and sales as well.
And of course, on your site, I've noticed that you have a section there with customer reviews. And looking at all these reviews, they're very good. All the very good reviews that people have put on there. I recommend people to go and have a quick look at those reviews on the website. As you can see, all the reviews down the bottom there. It is wonderful to see there. Always that supporting and very well said. Great expectation, and all of them have given you 5-star plus on all of those ratings. So well done. That is amazing. So that is a feature on the website itself. So people can go and take a look at the reviews there as well, which are independent reviews. So well done.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have time for in this segment of Real Estate Update with Usha Chandra. So once again, thank you so much for being on the show and bringing all that very vital stats up to all our viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
GlobeNet Realty. GlobeNet Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Washa Chandra, Director of GlobeNet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Usha Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetralty.com.au. GlobeNet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. GlobeNet Realty. Real estate is our world.